Back in sunny California after a short trip to Boston to visit some family. And it really just reminds me how critically important family is. Um, Not just because it's the support and all that and people that have known you your whole life, but really in the idea that we travel as souls through time to reincarnate with very specific people for a specific purpose. Family is just such a critical component of our process, and it's really easy to see because the family members are the people that you just somehow can't get away from in a lot of cases. Now, of course, sometimes you have to and whatever, but for the most part, these lessons are so important, and that's what I think really drives souls to reincarnate into these very strong social structures, so that you're reminded where there's work to be done. And it's funny. It's like when someone tells me, "Oh, I'm in a good place. I don't have anything that I need to look at." Like, "Oh yeah, well, go spend a week with your family, see how that goes, and then when you come back, we'll have something to talk about, I'm sure." Now, in my case, it was something kind of surprising that happened, which was that I had the intention of just being, you know, emanating light in the way that I do, and blah 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 blah. But what came up was that as much as I, in my own process, am trying to relieve myself of being stuck in any one perspective, my brother and his wife actually pointed out to me that that this perspective is an exclusion of other people's, and and I have my reasons for that, but still, it's actually not where I want to be, and if it weren't for them being family and having the arguments, like the misinterpretations and whatever that came up to lead to this realization for me, um, if it wasn't for family, then it wouldn't have happened. I'm sure of it. And not only that, but there was a nice sweet bonus at the end of it all, because the idea that one perspective is ever more valuable than another is it's disrespectful, and it's arrogant in a way, um, but it also has this underlying um, priority of value, which is it's more important for me to be right than it is for me to have a loving and peaceful relationship, which I really don't agree with at all. And that was the big turning point for me, was to say, in fact, I much prefer to have a loving and peaceful relationship, um, than to put my agenda forward with whatever my perspective is, and in that case, just let the perspective go. I mean, who cares? That's in the perspective shifts all the time, and that was even brought up. Like, what I think is true and real and meaningful now will shift. Some things are more steady, but life goes on, and we grow older and wiser, and things shift. So to really get stuck any one place and to make that a point of contention with family, um, it just doesn't make sense, even from a logical perspective, as not even counting the reality that it's a blockage in the heart. So, so yeah, I'm really appreciative of all my family, and where they've shown me where I have room to grow, um, and that's the invitation to anybody watching this is, if you feel like you're on a plateau with your healing, spend time with family. There's just so much richness of material to go through when it comes to that. So anyway, that's the end of that rant. Appreciate your family. Tell your parents that you love them.